Hello, everyone. Jay here, and we are back with more Brony D&D. And I'm actually recording while the sun is still up. All right, so let's get right into it. Fine, be that way. Zoom doesn't like me. Zoom doesn't like me when I'm not using my mouse. My mouse isn't working, so I have to use my touchpad, trackpad. Okay, here we go. Why does that?
I need help.
You said girl time. Lucid, go away.
And the mouse
He's
girl.
gonna go hang out with all of them.
Hang out with Harlem.
Congratulations, you have a burp.
Yay.
Alright. Alright.
Wow! That took a second to show up for me. Ouch!
Yep.
Boys, I saw that. Good job.
Okay, anyway. I need help. I've never had a mom. And, I'm so used to my dragon form, and, I learned some new things today about humanoids that I didn't know before, and, I need help with all of this. She kind of just gestures to her whole body.
Why? You look fine.
Indeed, what's the problem?
Not that.
She looks at her rags of a coat, rags of a loincloth. I don't think female humanoids are supposed to look like this. And, oh, how do I say this without sounding dumb? She paces back and forth.
They must be having
Dragons don't court like humanoids.
You're wanting to be appealing for Ivan, am I right?
Yes.
Wait, I thought you had a human father. How would you know how how dragons court?
She has a dragon father. I imagine she's learned some things.
Hawthorne gave me books, some books. I never actually was taught by a dragon, but I can read.
Of course.
Just like reading.
So in other words, Hawthorne was about as bad as teaching people the facts of life as Arkoff was.
Anyway,
Shane, can you
Hawthorne
shut up?
or mute. But anyway, I don't. Usually when dragons pair up, it's a male courts a female, or the female courts the male, and they do a dance in the sky, and they unite together, and all those
Dragon
things. Hawthorne's journal told me that I can't exactly do that in my humanoid form, especially if I want to have children. She's pulling at her hair.
Amber, stop that! Faye grabs at her hand so she stops pulling her hair.
I don't know what I'm doing, Faye. I'm a dragon, and he's a gnome. If I ever court Ivan...
Amber, Faye covers her mouth. Amber, first of all, I want you to breathe. She takes her hand off her mouth.
Well, first of all, perhaps we should not worry about whether or not you want to have children at the moment. I think one pregnancy is liability enough. Secondly, I can help you in the clothing department. I literally have a closet full of outfits.
And I am a follower of the god of beauty. I mean, it's not as though this sort of thing is foreign to me. If you really feel that insecure, I mean,
However,
we've
if
been
you
at
want
war,
to...
we've been at war this whole time, and I still find time to put on a little makeup each day.
I mean, I need to know these things beforehand after the war, right? Right? This
Amber,
may be the last time I met my dragon for a while.
Amber,
I don't know.
Amber. Go ahead.
All right. Amber, when I was growing up, I read a lot of books. A lot of them were about how to be a politician. And in a lot of those books, it was also about choosing a partner and how to act around a partner, what to look for, a lot of recommendations, and basically,
Ivan is easy. Just give him a bunch of hugs.
one of the things that they recommended is whether or not you're marrying for love or for some other reason. And one of the things that they recommended was to not think about this sort of thing until your life is settled. Because as we've already said, we already have a bit of a... She smirks. We already have one child on the way, so maybe a second, or thinking about a second at the moment, might not be the wisest thing to be thinking about.
Okay, hold on a second. Not casting this for real, but Faye holds up two fingers and she looks right at Jem, holds up two fingers, and just that. She's not casting it at her. She's just making a. She's just making a idle threat.
Roll intimidate.
Your next words, choose them carefully.
Whether she's intimidated or not, it really doesn't matter. This is just Faye being. Wow, I have a -1 in intimidate. Okay, this is gonna go well.
Yeah.
And
Jaminia rolls her eyes.
it's not that I want to have children right now, Jim. Amber kind of just sits right there on the balcony. I don't know if I'm going to be good enough after all this. I don't know how to act like a lady. And that's what human females do.
Ivan doesn't
I
care
hope we're
about
not
that.
judging by us. I would be quite curious to know what your definition of a lady is.
Yes. Do I act like a lady to you, Amber?
All three of you seem to be the definition of a lady.
What do you find?
Regal, beautiful, confident. I'm neither.
And yet he still fell in love with you.
Amber, you are beautiful. Very much so.
Tantamile. That's adorable.
But that doesn't mean we can't spruce you up a little bit.
Speaking of which, here we are.
Huh?
Rhyme has returned with both a very listless cat and a pile of about 5 outfits.
All right.
She sort of spreads them out so that they are laid out in front of Amber. Take your pick. I have literally dozens of others.
Perhaps we shouldn't play dress up on a balcony.
Yes, I was about to say, let's take this upstairs.
And meanwhile, may I offer my own words of encouragement? And that might be a relative term.
Yes.
I had to be trained like this. And to be fair, you may not want to look to me as a pinnacle of ladylike, because all of my affectations that I use to, for lack of a better term, court my targets are used so I can kill them more easily. Do not use me as a frame of reference. I'm perhaps one of the worst people that you want to do, unless you really do want to be a Black Widow. But I think you like the gnome too much for that.
No, don't count yourself out too quickly, Rhyme. You know how to seduce. And there is a little bit of seduction and romance if you're feeling particularly mischievous.
Rhyme looked between Jaminia and Faye. Did you not hear me when I talked about liability before?
Okay, I need everyone to stop making reference to this, please.
Well, not now, obviously.
I will be happy
Faye's
to
really red.
train you in the art of seduction if you choose. But for right now, I believe at least this clothing change will allow you to have a little bit more confidence in yourself. Ziadril taught me that confidence is about 90% of it.
Oh my gosh, it's just really
What?
I'm imagining the seduction training going as well as in Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Oh, come on, I was trying.
Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. Amber, seduce me.
I don't understand these references. I'm
Seduce me!
I am not one of your fried chicken traps!
Stop.
Okay.
Enough.
Okay, Amber kind of just lowers her head a little bit. I know Ivan doesn't love me for my looks. He fell in love with me throughout this whole time as a dragon. I don't question that.
Oh no, I think your looks also helped. It's, he's not subtle.
At all.
No.
I've never... Believe it or not, ladies, he is my first love, and...
You don't say.
You can understand why I don't have a lot of confidence. I'm a half golden white dragon. How many dragons have you seen court me? None.
Considering the fact that, if I'm correct, you grew up in human society and didn't even meet another dragon until you were with this.
And sound cut out for me. Fantastic.
Okay, I'll wait till she's back.
There you are.
Okay. Anyway, going back. And yet, in this entire time, there have been no interests. Not that I'm complaining, but...
Amber, you are a very beautiful young woman, in and out of dragon form. But if it really does bother you that much, then let's all go upstairs and help build your confidence, huh?
Hold one moment, I may have a quick solution. Bluebell!
Oh no!
No!
Oh, that is
Nope,
probably
nope,
the worst
nope.
thing you could do.
Nope.
What are you
It's
doing?
Rhyme. Getting a dragon's opinion.
You see Suzanne walk out. It's yeah, I'm sorry I heard retching. Did someone call? Oh, Rhyme! How a surprise.
Can it, Bluebird? What do you think of... if I remember correctly, Whelp? Does she look nice?
Rhyme! Amber almost coughs fire!
in her human form. Humanoid.
Well,
It's like Suzanne moves over to Ryan and begins to whisper.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, Amber...
You know I'm married, Right.
Ember looks away, completely, like, embarrassed, and feels even worse now.
You're the only dragon I could ask for advice. From a dragon perspective. Do you think she looks nice? I'm not saying do you wish to marry her or anything like that. I'm asking from a purely aesthetic point of view.
Well, from an aesthetic point of view, she's a little pink and squishy.
So are you right now. She pitches his ear as sort of to prove a point.
Did she just tuck Zane's ear?
Yeah, Jaminia kind of blinks twice. Oh no, there's two of them.
Wait.
Yeah, Jaminia kind of blinks twice. Oh no, there's two of them.
What's up?
She pitches his ear as sort of to prove a point.
Did she just tuck Zane's ear?
Yeah, Jaminia kind of blinks
That's what I
twice.
missed.
Oh no, there's two of them.
She is following Owen's footsteps.
Suzanne just kind of like grips Grimes' wrist like very uncomfortably until she lets go. All right. Well, yes, as a human, she is very attractive.
There you
Well,
go.
as a humanoid, you know, she has good hair. Her
Amber's
body
probably really
structure
red.
is firm and strong. There's lots of men. Some men don't go for that, but I know a lot of men who do.
All right, thank you very much, Bluebell.
Cool.
You served your purpose. And then she pushes him back inside.
Ow! Ow! You're. If I'm banished to the couch tonight, I'm blaming you.
I will happily explain it to her. Calm down.
Not quite what I had in mind, but it does prove the point.
Hopefully the girl thinks this is funny.
I get up. All right, let's try this makeover thing. Who knows? I might only get one shot at doing this before I die.
Also, there was that
If
one
I
creep
die.
dragon who was hitting on her.
No, there wasn't any creep drag that hit it on her.
Are you thinking?
The one who called the one who, no, I'm talking about the one who called out Ivan the beta.
Well, yeah, but he never directly hit on Amber.
Oh yeah, right. She was there.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Plugging my computer
The
in
girl's
makes
gonna
it
go
sound
off
even
and do her
worse.
girl thing.
Yeah.
Really need to find a better program for this.
all I can hear in my head is "CoverGirl" by RuPaul.
Oh,
No, it was great.
A program that I
Thanks.
can
Now it's in my
watch,
brain.
but then I can
Thank
go
you
back if I
so
miss
much,
something.
Mel.
Oh, please.
CoverGirl!
Stop!
The face!
Stop!
Yo!
Stop! Stop!
I missed
Thanks.
something here.
Now it's in my brain.
So what?
All I can hear in my head is "CoverGirl" by RuPaul.
oh, where did I go?
No, it was great.
Um,
Thanks. Now it's in my brain. Thank you so much, Cal.
Oh, oops.
CoverGirl!
Stop!
The face!
Stop!
Yo!
Stop! Stop!
changing montage.
Like that, you
Great.
traumatized Ellie. Good
No,
job.
it's
This
not
is why we're
traumatized. I
friends.
love that song, but it's like I'm trying to say here, and it's not working now. Thank you so much, RML. I'm going to kick you the next time I see you.
Alright.
Tantamile is still a little loopy, so she just, like, fell on her back on the pillow. She's already served her purpose anyways.
All right, so you all
Cats are
go
wonderful
to
creatures.
a secluded room, and with all of the dresses, and and two of the females have very giddy and mischievous looks on their faces.
And the other just is as stone faced as ever. She's like, whatever.
Her player isn't.
Yes.
This is why it's called playing a character, darling.
I can't wait for the fan art of this.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
Oh, I'm thinking
Are you okay? I guess
of a moment in the Pokemon movie Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. After Ash and friends all got up into their medieval outfits, Pikachu turned around and suddenly they're all looking at him mischievously before they put him in an outfit, which gets destroyed later the first time he uses a Thunderbolt, but that's not important right now.
getting into one of the dresses Ryan suggested, the one that really compliments Amber. Wink, wink, ladies. Are you sure about this?
This is a good color on you.
And it covers more than your current garments.
First off, Rhyme. I didn't wear this because it enabled it was a hinder in battle.
All of my dresses are adjustable because, well, I've needed to do battle in them. I can adjust either size or length. So if you find this a little too cumbersome, she goes over to the longer skirt and, with a quick rips the bottom half of the skirt off. Nothing actually rips. It just detaches. There are methods of putting it back on. Therefore, you won't have too much trouble. Plus, I mean, it's harder to sneak around in ball gowns than it is in short skirts.
And besides,
Josh,
Amber, how
what the
often?
heck have you just done?
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding, Josh?
Yes! Yes.
What?
I was thinking it.
Look at the
I was
jukebox
thinking it.
right now.
I was considering singing it.
I don't hear it. Oh.
Look at the second song in the
I
jukebox.
saw it.
If you
Yeah,
weren't
that's not
thinking
music.
it,
No,
why
music
not?
doesn't work for everybody.
Try turning up the volume.
Don't worry about it. It's
It's
okay.
not that big of a
I
deal.
will happily listen to it. I will happily listen to it when we go back and listen to things. Okay.
Anyway,
Alright, I'm picking it up. You're good.
anyway,
Not the art of
Faye-
the dress.
I can't right now with that music playing. Faye, kind of cups Amber's face and just looks and kind of is tilting her head back and forth, just looking basically at the tone of her skin and the color of her eyes and everything.
Why are you touching my face?
I believe that I have some makeup that will suit you well. And Jaminia, do you think you could do her hair?
It is part of royalty.
Jaminia cracks her knuckles. I'd love to do her hair.
What
Actually-
is even happening right now?
Actually, to be fair,
Amber's freaking out too. So
of the image art, Jaminia's is the only one that's actually styled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jaminia pulls out a chair from the side and then kind of forces Amber into it.
Welcome to the
Then
shampoodle.
Then she pulls out a brush. I've always wanted to do
How
this.
clean is your room?
Give me a moment. I'm going to go retrieve my makeup from my room.
Makeup? Here, wait a minute. I just said I wanted to get up.
She's gone already.
Josh, maybe I'm got bad, shall we say, frame of reference, but you play a woman during a, say, girl talk scarily well.
It's because he's in touch with his feminine side.
Yeah, I married
As a
her.
sister.
I'm not kidding.
Good night, everybody.
Well, okay, let me put it this way. I have a mother and a sister who made me watch a lot of chick flicks growing up.
Good. What was the ratio? Of
I don't
good
have
to
any
bad
sisters, so
50-50.
Was? Okay.
Don't worry, we're not going to go crazy. You're still going to be Amber.
At this point, I feel like I'd rather fight a Kraken again.
Do you want to, or do you forget that you nearly died that day?
At this point, I feel like I'm about to.
You said you wanted to be more ladylike. Welcome to the girly side of life. Now close your mouth. Faye just kind of starts painting makeup onto her face. But she
Full disclosure, this is one of my favorite episodes ever.
Alright, looks like we got season 4's first S tier episode.
No, I kid you not. I was kind of like this on my wedding day.
Aww.
I didn't know what my sisters were doing, but they were doing it right. Meanwhile, I'm scared as all heck, wondering, are they going to screw this up? Because I don't know how to do this.
Liz, Ari, you were there on my wedding day. This is about it, right?
Yep.
Anyway, I think we should leave the girls to it.
Yeah.
Aww.
Go back down to the boys.
We could get an outfit changing montage.
Ow! She yells at Ryan for brushing her hair. That hurts!
Hey, I'm not brushing your hair.
No,
Yes,
I
that
mean
would
not
be
Ryan,
me.
Jaminia.
Well, I'm sorry. If you would actually use some proper oils, this what you wouldn't have this. She gives a yank.
Oh!
Let me see if I have any
I get tangles
hair
sometimes.
treatments. Any
My hair is long enough for that. Not right now because I got a haircut, but still.
I am so very thankful that all I did was the dress.
I think that's a great. Oh my gosh.
All right. So,
Is Lucid with Jalarum or with Faye? I thought he was staying with Jalarum.
Yeah, Lucid is with Jala. Where is?
No, I was just
He's
making
fine.
sure because he was upstairs a second ago and now he's down here. I think Lucid's multiplying.
Oh, yeah.
You're
No, he was
cool.
underneath me. Underneath the character.
That happens when I go to on Amber too. It just goes underneath for no reason.
Alright.
I mean, it's such appropriate.
I'm hiding.
Alright.
I just realized there are more girls than guys in the party now.
How'd you talk with Ryan go?
With Jaminia back.
I think we have a better understanding of each other. And I think she has a pretty fair plan for her role in the coming battle.
Yeah, so I want to talk to both of you, but well, now that you're here, discuss what I did with Ivan as well as Faye. Jalen moves a little bit closer and just takes out the journal, and it points to the Plan A page about ending the conflict with as little casualties as possible.
Hey, wait.
Okay.
I overheard Faye talking with Nine about what happens next, and the fear of the Sisranesti going back to the way they were. I don't want that to happen. I want them to know that even though things may be lost, we can build something better, and without the need to isolate those deemed unworthy. and unfortunately that means trying not to kill as many people on their side as possible.
That would lead to grudges.
I want to see if this makes any sense. I want them to be overwhelmed, to face that. So when they're on the battlefield and we're playing defense, they're basically hitting several prismatic walls in a row. That is almost a fruitless effort. And if at any point Ravis deems them unworthy, we step in and come to the rescue.
Yes, but you can fight back.
But again, just Jalm's flipping through the pages again. I have so many other ideas when if Plan B eventually happens. Or, sorry, not if, when Plan B eventually happens. I'm just nervous, and I'm not sure if
maybe they should wash Amber's hair first.
I think it is important that if, as you say, you want them to feel overwhelmed, you want them to feel as though they can't win, then it is of utmost importance that they do not feel surrounded. They do not feel like there's no way out. Because if they feel overwhelmed and they see that there's no way out, they will fight to the death. That will be their instinct. If there is an avenue of retreat, then you will find some that in the face of overwhelming odds will seek to fall back and fight again.
Fight or flight, or freeze.
If not outright abandon the cause.
Fight, flight, freeze, thaw.
Do you have a plan B in case this whole thing turns out to be them surrounded and they decide to fight to the death? All you showed me was plan A.
Plan B was my battle strategy. As far as plan C, pray their souls are sent to a good place.
Last possible.
Well, this serious conversation is happening. We have Holly in the background over here on the sidebar.
Absolute last case scenario.
If at any point we have no choice, then we must. But I want to make Plan A a success. And it's not just with Robbins' sect of the draft. I also want to sow some dissension amongst them. Believe we can get to. That seems like the easiest. Like he seems like the easiest person to turn.
He's the right kind of convincing. We need to see if we can get through to him. We almost got through to him last time. But he needs more than just a few words of wisdom.
Like you said, the gates aren't unlocked. We just have to open the door.
Exactly. He broke the chains. The cage is unlocked, but he has to be the one to walk out of the cage.
Them, tear them apart.
And then there's Jewel. If Rhyme comes to face her again,
Oh, it's like any little
I don't
kid
want her
barbershop.
to do the same deed and kill her. I want her to break through to her, try and break years of conditioning. And that is, I know it's a hefty task, but we've pulled off the impossible before.
Yeah.
After all, we blew up a Tarrasque head in 2 minutes.
We pulled off more in one encounter than most people have pulled off in their entire lives. I think we can figure something out.
True.
Rob is so scared of them.
I mean, the same goes for others. I mean,
And the rest of the drought probably will be too.
you overheard what was going on with Cruel. He just needs, one of the things is positive reinforcement. Would it be something that you got positive reinforcement from someone he considers an enemy?
Yeah.
Or
Kicking in the crotch isn't positive
or with
reinforcement.
Sorn, I may not be able to save him on the justice level.
Sorn wants closure.
But he's one person I want to save his soul. I talked to Faye about this, about someone who's had revenge, whose main goal was revenge and vengeance, and what that does to a person. And it
was days of our lives that had that.
If I can, I mean, just one conversation where we're not, we can actually have a meaningful conversation. I try and just talk to him. That vengeance is not the way.
It's not as easy as a conversation, exactly. No. It's a start, but it's not going to exactly fix everything.
Robus, that's a conversation and a half.
Speaking of revenge.
Yeah, Ivan, I don't want you casting revenge on Robus. That I don't want you falling down the same path that Swords been down.
I'm not going to. That was a spur of the moment bout of anger I didn't know how to control. I don't want him dead. I just want him stopped.
Then there's the last two. Elvana and Zaylin. Calvin then turns to Owen. You haven't had any encounters with this person, have you?
I'm sure I've mentioned dreams.
Vaguely. You think he was the one who was trying to get into your head?
Seems most likely. But in the end, I think I might have broken him. At least mentally. We'll see what he intends to do from this point on.
That is, alright, I guess we'll just wait to figure that out. I guess in the meantime, I can try and work through some of this other stuff. John shows a couple of ideas that he has. Just at the top, the shadow wall idea with Niam's group keeping Soren out of the material plane. Then there's one making sure all the clerics and abjuration magic users have at least some form of breaking enchantment or dispel magic. Again, just ideas.
Never a bad idea to have some backup plans.
Yeah.
Backup plans. Wrapped in
It would be
backup
nice to
plans.
communicate with
Wrapped in
all the
pancakes
troops
and
while I'm
syrup.
standing in the back.
And filled with shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you stopped listening.
No, I don't have.
That stopped making sense. But while you were
I might
distracted,
be able to help with that.
I ate your pancakes.
Oh, how's that?
All that came from my brother, by the way.
There's a spell for that.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was thinking in the chat. Wait, what? I'm going through literal hell right now!
Right.
You have...
a DM delete.
Okay, I need to take a break. Lightning Bliss, you get more done to your hair than anyone else in this group. You can shut up!
I know, and it's literal hell.
I just think it's funny how the guys are upstairs discussing strategy while the girls are downstairs, having a makeover session.
We're discussing a
Has
battle.
anyone read
We're having
Three
a
Little
battle.
Princesses by the Board
You are
Union
not wrong.
on DeviantArt
No, it is not.
on Twitter?
Whispering Wind. Message, sound spot. Oh wow, that lasts long.
Yep. Actually, if you wanted to send one conjoined message to everybody in the army, this wind can drift to each of them and deliver it in seamless fashion.
Oh, that is perfect.
Just mind the word limit. You don't want to turn into Jester.
Yes.
Prayer, no more than 25 words. Sound. Okay, that's just give a series of. Yeah, as long as I name what I'm saying, that should be fine.
Yeah, motivation. Motivational speech, battle commands, anything you want. As long as you keep it under 25 words, this could do the job.
I think the speech should be fine. The speech should be fine. I think they should be able to hear me, no problem. It's on the battlefield since I'm going to be in the back. If you cast that, I should be able to, say just going over one word. Let's say arrow volley deep. So, and everyone will know. Okay, what that means? Just
yep.
Or let's see, blinded blitz equus. Or let's see, what's another one? Or summoner's field 2. I don't know. Something that goes.
I can hear the actual pages turning, and I'm amazed at how much you've actually put into this. It's cute.
You just pour so much into this voice, and it's actually really impressive.
Christmas. Yeah, Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, and of course one of the big ones. Let's do like hidden obstacle. Put a fog out, but they run into a force cage, or actually, Shaman quickly turns makes a new page. That is not a bad idea. Jalmo starts writing down some stuff for traps on the field, and he labels it the Eimer and Arkoth trap field. If I'm gonna take inspiration from former enemies, it's gonna be this.
Aww.
I like it.
Okay. Definitely prismatic. That's gonna be fun. Oh jeez, Greece is gonna be fun.
Grease is the word.
Beat me by 1 second!
Okay. Yeah, that should work. John closes the
Alright, there's a musical called Grease, isn't there?
playbook, as it were.
Is Silverlight
Is it a green playbook?
Might as well be.
Curtain call.
Anyway.
Just a thought, but yeah, I think we can be all on board. You think Rhyme will be on board with Plan A though? John turns to one again.
Yeah. She does not like Jewel at all.
I believe she will follow
She did not like the
what the rest of us are trying to do. I think she is
Revelations
working her way towards trusting and respecting the rest of us.
She follows orders, even if she might not like them.
Last thing I want is for her to be in the fetal position, crying, not knowing what to do. And if you're not there, I want to make sure she has someone else that she can listen to.
Besides Tandemile.
And I think I can trust her to do that.
If we're lucky one day, the person she'll be able to listen to is herself.
All right then. John sets up. And plus, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Plus, one thing we need to, I definitely want to say to everyone, we need to at least keep one element of surprise. So, John turns to Owen. Whether it's our plan, he points to our plan as he holds up his glove, or Amber having the ability to cast lightning, to breathe lightning. We want to save that for the end battle. We can't give away our hand too early. If we do encounter Robus' sect in Optimar,
Please call me out, Ellie.
stick to what we usually do.
Bliss.
Walks out again. John walks out. Is it me, or has it been a while since Amber and everyone just left?
What they're doing up
Their
there.
moment, please. You really don't want to disturb them right now. Trust me.
Does he know?
I'll take your advice.
Does he know?
All right. Gentleman goes over to the table and just relays what he was saying. Basically on what Plan A is, and try and overwhelm them without killing anybody, essentially.
Ari, I love you.
Wow, Cal. Okay.
Ari, never change.
This is not where I expected this session to go.
I can see it.
Also,
Then I was expecting. Then again, I was expecting not to expect something, so it doesn't count.
No. No.
Also, do you know what you and voice reminded me of, Finn?
What?
Ryan is a great woman. And one day, if we're very, very lucky, she might even be a good one.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan comes down from upstairs.
All hands open out. Yoink.
I got zoom out too. Okay.
I was getting bored up there, but I left the cat up there. I already did my part. General Tanley.
Yes.
As you may have deduced, children are a little bit of my weak point.
Yeah.
This puts me in an interesting position with your
Betrothed.
offspring.
I'm aware.
I'm going to warn you in advance. I will likely... whether or not I realize I'm actually doing it, I may sort of be a little overprotective of Fairther in the upcoming battles, to the point where I may shove you out of the way.
I understand.
As your fighting styles are good together, but not exactly complementary, I can at least stay behind with her and protect her with Globe of Invulnerability and perhaps spell turning. But you, on the other hand, of course you can go into the fray and slice up people all you want.
I
didn't do it.
Someone would like her. Someone has something to say about that.
Yep.
Whoever's the owner of the Black Pegasus named Starjay, you left your lights on.
Speaking of, where the frick is Starjay?
Wow.
Finn.
Stomping on the hood of that car.
Yeah, Starjay's not in the castle because,
Horse.
yeah.
Celestia would like to have a
Well,
word with you.
the problem is that Starjay, didn't she go to Urzabon with them?
Remember, she can summon Starjay, so I think he goes back to his plane then.
Just check.
Yeah.
I wish I'm literally trying to talk and I can't.
You were talking about protecting Faye while I was my fighting style compared to hers.
Yes, but you hear the thing in the background.
Just go. We can ignore it.
Relax.
I'm
It's
sorry,
fun to laugh
audience.
about, but moving on.
Oh man, it's getting in my head. Just
I didn't do it.
be forewarned that I may be a little bit overprotective in that regard. I've already had one child die in front of me. I'm not going to have another.
Say no more. But I want something from you as well.
Rhyme raises an eyebrow. You're turning elite, aren't you?
No. I want you to promise me one thing. When we're on that battlefield, if you come across Jewel again, for the love of all that is holy, do not kill her.
I have been ruminating on that, and considering the fact that both of the times that I have killed her, I have both of the times that I have killed her, she has come back, so obviously that doesn't do much. But the first time that I did kill her, you all were a little perturbed with me. I've been thinking about that ever since. That is why I initially had intended to just keep her petrified and with us. I did not, because I've never unfrozen one of my statues before, I didn't realize what it would do to her if I kept her in that position for that long. So I wound up inadvertently killing her anyways. I will do my best not to, because you are not the only one who has made that request of me. Apparently, Nyon, Jewel, and I are distantly related.
That's
Like the sun through the hourglass.
I found out
so
that
all
my father was actually drow. I never knew.
Huh.
In the Hall of Records, we found basically Nyon's family tree. My father, whom I knew as Garrus Bowerstone, was actually Garrus Barkaliz, which is, of course, Bowerstone in Drow. Or at least in Elven, or Undercommon. Apologies. I'm really black.
It's fine. It's fine. I
Sister Nesty.
That's news, I guess.
We are... I don't... Now you know me. Normally I don't have very many qualms about killing people. However, Nyon requested that I don't. And while it kind of... It perturbed me that she was asking, but now that my superior officer is asking, I feel a little bit not really
More
feel a
comfortable
little
doing it?
bit, but I understand a little bit better why it would be best if she kept alive.
Well, let me ask you one other thing.
Yes.
Talk to Ivan about this, about getting through to Belil, showing that even though he's an enemy, that it doesn't matter whose side you're on. There sometimes is a clear right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag redeem Belil.
Do you think you can break through to Jewel through all that conditioning that she went through with Elvana? Do you think you can break through to her?
Considering the fact
Very
that I
hard.
can barely break through to myself, I cannot give you any guarantees. However, I could try and speak with her and show her what I know about our family history. Perhaps
Also remind her
tell
what
her that
Elvana
Nyon
did.
is waiting for her. Nyon misses her. And while she may not have the same family that she has at the moment, there will be someone waiting for her there if she decides.
I couldn't have put it better myself. I probably would never have thought to say that.
Wait, are
Well,
they being hunted down because
When you've
just because they
spent
have
years
blood
studying
relations
the
with
art
Paul?
of manipulation, it does come in handy.
It's funny, I was just asking Amber to give Cool a hug.
I mean, there is more than one way to manipulate someone. Oh, excuse me. Out of character. I'm sick now. But I did have one thing that I spoke with Owen about. In regards to our operation in Optimar, I felt that it would be best if we kept my new form hidden for as long as possible. Therefore, instead of me going with you out in the open, I would go with you invisibly. I would still stay with you, but if we are discovered, perhaps an anti-magic field or something of the sort, I could at least play it off as though I was tailing you to perhaps assassinate you in some way, shape, or form. Especially since Ravis has seen my face and knows me as Alora Tassaran. He would know, at least, that I am... He knows I have a drow identity. Or at least he knows my drow identity, not that I am her. But if we are discovered, you all need to pretend to be my enemy for a moment.
I'm a master BS artist. I can pull it off.
Bull.
As Owen rightly pointed out, you may not be the problem there.
Oh, right, others.
But if they hear it from you as part of the plan, it may help. But this way, at least we have plausible deniability. That way, if something happens and we are discovered, we still have that card to play. I may need to fake an injury or death, which I have done before, in order to escape the situation, but I should be relatively capable of figuring it out. And I will leave Tantamile with you, uninvisibled, just in case.
Uninvisibled. New word.
Completely visible.
Yes. I was thinking of perhaps sticking her in Amber's bag of holding, but with her head sticking out.
As much as I like that idea, I don't want I don't want her accidentally freezing your cat.
What do you mean?
That's also part refrigerator.
Rhyme thinks for a moment.
What's a refrigerator?
So there will be food in there?
There has been food in there.
Then I think you should be more worried that Tantamile will eat it.
Okay.
We'll figure out some way for Tantamount to stay with you all.
But anyway,
But one last thing. If we're to pull this off, you may need to pretend that I, Rhyme, the human, died. Or at least were disposed of in some way, shape, or form. If they ask where I am, I'm not with you anymore. Sell the ruse.
I think I can pull something off.
And technically, boys, that would not be a lie. The human Rhyme is no longer with us.
Booyah.
Booyah.
It is the truth. From a
Zone of
certain point
truth!
of view.
Yay!
To quote Obi-Wan Kenobi, it is the truth. From a certain point of view.
Contact.
You don't want to
syntax.
sell me Death Sticks. I don't want to sell you Death Sticks.
Okay, anyway.
I'm going to go home and rethink my
Go
life.
home and rethink your life.
I'm rethinking my life right now.
But I do know when we go to Optimar,
You do not want to tell me this tragedy of Darth
you want to find at least King Orca and make sure he's okay.
I as well. He seemed like a friendly enough fellow.
John turns to Burdock. Have you heard from Orca as of late?
Oh, I'm part of this conversation now?
If you'd like to be.
Well, no, I have not heard from Orca in some time.
We saw him a few days ago, but that was a few days ago, before all of this happened. If you'll excuse me.
Ryan, is everything okay with the rest of you? With the rest of the girls?
Jiminy and Fair are fine, but Amber needs to learn how to brush her hair a little bit more often.
John gives a confused look. Okay.
It's a girl thing, Sir Tanlio.
Alright then. I'll leave you to it.
Rhyme goes over to Ivan and sticks her head in his door.
Oh, I thought she was visiting Ellen.
Oh, hi, Ryan. What are you up to?
You seem to be the most emotionally inclined person I have ever met.
Seems
I'll
to be.
take that as a compliment.
You may.
That's like
I don't
saying
mean...
that's like saying the ocean is damp.
Newsflash, water is wet.
That's technically not incorrect.
You may take it as a compliment, for I meant it not as an offense. But when it comes to the emotions of others, I obviously have much to learn. Question. What are your intentions with the dragon?
You mean Amber?
Yes.
I have a name, jerk!
No, she means
It's
to say
right!
it. No, she means to say it. Who do you think?
Ow!
Well, I don't want to give away too many details, but if we
No,
do
she means
manage
Spike.
to find the home of my people, there's something special I've been working on for a long time now. I've actually been keeping it in my pocket. He takes out a few pieces of sheet music. I won't spoil exactly what it is, but it's something I've been working on.
Excellent. Just... You know she's not very secure, right?
Yeah.
And Which form do you prefer, the dragon one or the humanoid one?
Honestly, I fell in love with what was on the inside. I could care less which of the form she takes. It's that beautiful heart within that body that I fell in love with in the first place.
After semi-vomiting a little in her mouth,
Wow!
Rhyme tries the question again. Rhyme tries the question again. Yes, but aesthetically speaking, which form do you prefer?
I don't know. Never put a lot of thought into it. I mean,
Which would you rather see? A human in a dress or a dragon in a dress?
human in a dress.
There you go.
Question mark?
Then you may get your wish. Just go easy on her. She's put up with a lot from the other two in the last hour or so.
Okay, I was wondering what all that screaming was.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
I just had an opportunity to see a golden dragon with red lipstick and a dress, and I've been denied that from me. I think I might actually hate him now.
Oh,
He
well,
doesn't focus on physical beauty. He was just picking an answer.
Yeah.
He wasn't sure on his answer.
Great, now I have that image in my head.
Actually, you've already seen a red dragon with lipstick. With lipstick, have you never seen Shrek?
Ooh.
Good night.
That is true.
I'll be
Yeah,
back.
but not in a dress, though.
Okay, he's about to go hit his head.
What about Smolder?
Just breathe, Josh. Just
There
breathe.
There it is.
We killed Josh. Well done, people.
That wasn't Josh.
That was Shay.
Oh, that was Shay.
Did I miss
Okay,
anything?
well done.
Cool.
We just solved the mystery of life, the universe, and everything. That's all.
Ah. Oh, yeah,
Oh, is
48.
that 42.
That's got it all wrong. I forgot to carry the Y.
Yep. Anywho.
Nice, got it all wrong, sorry.
Alright, so have enough shenanigans gone on? Or.
I think we should go on to the night.
Alright.
Is that going to see what happened, or is it going to wait?
I just want to see. I just want to see Ivan and Amber after this thing that just went on in the stratosphere.
Alright.
I just want to see
Oh, the Saturn rate's only 3 hours.
Alright, so.
Hang on, I'm gonna turn the
Did
light
you
on.
not realize how
That's a little better.
short of the time it's
Well, there's been so much actually really entertaining stuff happening that I was worried it was going to be taking up too much time. So like, oh, the Saturn rate, it's only been 3 hours. We've still got plenty of time.
Alright. Anyways, okay. So, on that note, Jiminia and Third come back down. It's like giggling like teenage girls.
I don't think I've ever seen you act quite so girly, Jiminia.
You want to talk?
Well, yeah. So I was had a passion for it. It's just my line of work. I never really get to be a girl.
goes, I'm coming out. I want the world to.
Okay, I have to say this to Faye. The first thing you learned about a person's life was she kept a diary. She's very affectionate to children. She was the most enthusiastic about having girl talk over Hana. Exactly when was she being subtle about being girly?
It's Faye. She's oblivious.
And Amber's
Duly noted.
Oh gosh, Amber really is the top girl of the group. Anyway.
You know,
Oh my gosh, Faye's more oblivious than me. I pray for her, Jala. Pray!
Dal turns around and notices Faye and Jam are giggling. What's going on?
We'll see.
No boys allowed.
Amber!
girl stuff.
Does Amber come down after? Okay.
Not yet. It's they told her to stay up. So
Oh.
okay.
Stroll down the runway. Oh, great! You got on my head.
Yeah,
Thanks,
okay,
sorry.
Life is a runway.
Yeah, you see. Okay, you see Queen Nephthys and Zeadril kind of putting two and two together at the table, and all of a sudden they start giggling.
Okay, I really hate being left out. What is going on?
Yeah, they both. Queen Nephthys says, "They'll tell you when you're older."
I'm 30!
Excuse me.
Okay.
I don't know how old.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, Cassian holds his hand up. It's like, yes, I'm technically older than he is, so I feel like, I should be in on this too.
I can't believe how much fun we're having with this nonsense.
So does Rhyme hear the girls come down?
Yes.
Okay. She
And
kind
10 miles still out there on the pillow.
grabs gently Ivan and starts shuffling him out the door. Come along.
Okay.
Alright. She goes over here. Come on. I brought the sacrificial lamb. Enjoy.
Look, there was only one cookie left. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, play.
Oh my
Finn,
god.
we love you.
Have I ever mentioned how much I love this group?
Too many.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. It's like you see Jamaica kind of like rubbing her hands together, very like mastermind style.
Like, Jen, there's a meal showing.
And she just like,
At that, she just kind of shoots a glare at Jalen and just kind of turns her head away. Just
Jell immediately shuts up and turns away.
So, Jala, quick question. Have you ever considered, like, I don't know, barbecue sauce or some other kind of flavoring for those feet of yours?
all right. We've prepped a little surprise for you, Ivan. Could you follow us upstairs?
Okay.
You don't have to sound so apprehensive, Ivan. We're not going to eat you.
Okay.
Jell, like, loud whispers to Ivan.
I'll pray for you. Make it 2 prayers.
Tell Paylor I love him.
You boys are so funny.
All right. So
I'll tell you hello. Enjoy your chess game.
Alright, so moving to this. Alright. So, did we move to that? Yes, we did. So, it's like, wait, stay right here. Okay. It's like, yeah, quickly move into the door. Okay. He's right outside. Are you ready? Okay.
Amber nods and tries to hold her head up high, and then slowly tries to walk gracefully.
Congratulations.
Josh, you gonna make her roll a check for that?
No.
She hasn't touched Owen, so.
Tantamite will be ungraceful for her. She sort of wobbles out of the room and is like, I'm gonna go find Remy now.
Alright.
Okay.
Right. So Jaminia opens the door and then just steps right here. And then Amber and
Compliments to the Eliora once again.
The face of an angel gazes upon me with her heavenly light. The sun, moon, and stars look upon with them. You should be your beauty and bliss upon me, you best in this very night. Sorry, my code.
Okay, if Ivan actually says that, Josh, permission to have Robert show up and stab him again?
don't worry the moment, dude. Come on. So Jaminia runs back to Faether and then silently pulls her out of sight, but they're just kind of peeking in. And then she slowly moves her fist to Faether and for a bump.
Big fist bumps her.
My song. You look amazing.
Is it too much?
Not at all.
I mean, Faye helped with the makeup, and Jaminia really hurt my head with this horrible thing they call the brush, and Rhyme helped me with the dress, and I just wanted
The ultimate torture device, the hairbrush.
Just let me look at you. I didn't think it would be possible for your out beauty to match your inner beauty, but here you are.
I'm sorry, what? Amber is kind of just hypnotized by his eyes.
I didn't think it would be
said
possible
diabetes.
for your outer beauty to match your inner beauty, and yet here it is in front of me.
You made him say it again.
Yeah, Amber kind of just collapses in front of him,
Why did you make him say it again?
like blushing and crying at once.
Hugs so tightly. You precious, beautiful creature, you.
I just wanted to do something nice for you. I hear this is what, I know it's not much, but I wanted you to know, no matter what happens, war, or whether we make it through this or not, I wanted to prove to you that, I'll do whatever it takes to make you happy in this life and the next. And I just wanted to express that in every way possible. I've never done anything like this before, and I hope this proves my point.
Oh, my son.
Yeah, I gently grasp his face.
And cut out for me again. Wahoo.
And kiss him.
I love you so.
You're good.
I mean,
At this point, I don't care what's in front of us, because I only care what's next to me. That'll be you.
Emotional support, Yoshi.
Yeah, I just hug him and cry with him and smile happily, give a thumbs up to Jim and Faye.
But how to train your dragon.
all right,
Except
and
roll
I
reverse.
think with that, does anyone mind if I just time skip to the next day?
No, but I have an important announcement to make.
Yes.
Future Corver is telling me that our entire audience has just died upon seeing this. So, Voice Ellie, no need to record the sessions anymore. We're good on that. They've been a wonderful audience and a customary moment of silence for our departed fans.
Don't worry, I stockpile one-ups. I'm good, and I have enough to share. So, but yeah, that was Brony D&D Part 166. I will see you all next week. I probably will not be able to record it when the sun is still up this time, but hey, we'll see. All right, see ya.